I was driving by a strip mall near my house recently and I saw that it was basically a ghost town from what it was a few years ago where it was a hot spot for business. It's kind of sad to see that there's shuttered doors, shuttered windows, and empty parking lots. However, this is a national trend with the US Bureau of Labor Statistics under the Department of Labor stating that 20% of businesses fail within the first year, 50% within 5 years, and 65% within 10 years. The graph shows the same trend across multiple sectors. Now, businesses that struggle surviving in the long term often suffer from a lack of sustainable planning. Let's see the different ways that businesses pay the price for ignoring sustainability. Now, consumers care more about the environment. In an article by Frey and multiple co-authors in McKinsey and Company, 78% of US consumers say that a sustainable lifestyle is important to them, and businesses will eventually have to brunt the burden of worsening the environment and making resources more scarce for themselves. Now, both the employee and customer's trust is essential in a business so that it can operate. Edelman in the Edelman Trust Barometer stated that 71% of consumers completely lose trust in a business if they see that it's putting profits over people. Now, businesses often forget about the people foundation of their business and they crumble because of it. On the financial side, the environmental and social impacts also tie into this, where if you treat your workers better, you'll have more productive people and overall more profits. And if you don't, you'll have less profits. And then there's practices like greenwashing, where companies lie about being green. Namely, Volkswagen was fined $1 billion or €1 billion or just over $1 billion because they were lying on carbon emissions tests. Now, there are ways we can steer a business in the right direction, though. Carbon neutrality is something that a business can strive for, where a business sees its emissions and removal and matches them by either getting carbon credits, where they ask another company to remove CO2 on their behalf, or just reducing the amount that they emit on their own. And then a business can be more transparent about its supply chain. There's examples like Nike, where they publish reports each year about how they're committed to sustainability in each step. And then as a business, one can recycle their materials, like have products be returned so that they can be turned into new products. And then finally, an article from Coate at the Harvard Business School states that 93% see that climate change poses a serious and imminent threat to the planet. And more than 6 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent were released into the atmosphere by US companies alone last year, which further emphasizes needing to be carbon neutral. Now, business can fix their social side by not forgetting that there's people operating their business and being transparent with them, having a two-way street and feedback. And providing their employees with benefits is another important thing, like paid time off and flexibility in remote work. And then also just recognizing their employees, like an Employee of the Month program. And then on the financial side, the social practices also tie into this, where employees that are treated better will make more money for the company. And then it's a positive feedback loop. Comerford stated that 85% of individual investors are interested in impact or sustainable investing, where if you're investing in yourself and making a more sustainable system, more external investment will come your way and you'll be better financially off because of it. And then accounting is essential in a business, where you see where you're losing out money for unnecessarily or where you could be gaining money easily. Now, I want you to imagine every strip mall flourishing with small businesses and shops. This can be attained with focus on long-term sustainability rather than short-term goals. Without sustainable practices, there's only going to be more of the abandoned strip malls and boarded up windows. Now, what you can do is, if you're an employee, you can suggest small ideas like recycling bins in the company. And if you're a customer, you can report good practices or bad practices to the Better Business Bureau to encourage or discourage good and bad sustainability. And then if you're an owner, you can make an assessment on your business to see where it stands environmentally, socially, and financially. If we have everyone working together in an economy, we can easily have businesses that operate efficiently and sustainably for many years to come. Thank you.